Today, I'm with Esther. She's one of the co-founder of Sewing by Nana. Yes, your grandma, Sewing by Nana. Esther, can you tell your story on how you started this business?
Okay. My sewing started by learning by sewing by my grandma. And I've been in this business for probably 12 years and I love it. I love to sew. So it's just a hobby to me, and I love doing it because you meet so many different vendors, different people, and I love people. So other than that, I don't have anything that I dislike about it because I love sewing and I love people. So I don't know what else to tell you.
That's good. And you've been doing it for 12 years?
Uh-huh.
And have you been coming to Farmer Market for how long now?
I've been coming to different vendors like I do Holy Cow and Battle Creek and a lot of different craft shows. I do probably 12 in 1 year. 12 craft shows a year usually I do. And most of them are in the fall usually. There's a few that I don't do any outside, so I try to do all the inside ones. And I love them. I love them. So.
And have you been going since you started 12 years ago or only recently?
No, I've been doing for 12 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you go to market, what would you say the biggest thing you learn?
The biggest thing
You learn by being going to market. What did you learn?
What did I learn?
Out of those 12 years.
Just how different people advertise, how people, set up their booth. I mean, I try to have something new every year. Every year I make something new so that when the vendors, because a lot of the vendors are the same ones sometimes. And you want to have something that you didn't have the last time, to inspire that in the other vendor. So.
And how much inventory do you have then?
Oh, I have a lot of inventory. I have a lot. This isn't half of what I make. I make wheelchair bags for the elderly. I make senior bibs for the elder because I do a lot of them in assisted living also. So.
And you go inside this assisted living and sell them?
Yeah.
How does that go?
It's awesome. They love because they can't go out and shop. Because they're in assisted living. So they love it because they can buy stuff for their grandkids, for themselves. And I love doing that. I love talking to the assisted living because they're so confined, So yeah, I love that. So.
And you say that you have a lot of stuff.
A lot of inventory, yes.
And I guess my question for you is, how do you decide which item to bring to a market?
Well, usually I look around, like I did the fall one here, and I looked around and a lot of people don't have what I have, so that's what I bring here, so that's how I decide what to bring to each different, event.
One of the things that I see when I go to market is you see some vendor that come once or twice and they stop coming for whatever reason. What do you think is the hardest part of being a vendor that make them stop coming? Or
well, it's if they don't get any sales. A lot of people don't come. If they don't sell, they're not going to come back. They're going to try a different event, different craft show or boutique or because they didn't sell anything at that place. So what they have doesn't sell there. So they're going to try something else. So I've done that. I've gone to a couple of shops, a couple of vendors and maybe I sold one or two things. Now I'm thinking, okay, I need to change my product or I need to go to a different event. So I tried like this one I've been doing for 2 years now. And I love it. And they do probably 4 or 5 craft shows a year. So, and I always sell. I always do good here. So I keep coming.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know, like you say, some people don't sell anything at all, as a boss. Do you have a target of how much you want to sell when you go to a market?
No, not really. Not really. It just depends that, like yesterday I sold a lot of little girls' aprons, and a lot of little books, so I think, well, next time I'll bring more items for little kids, so, it just depends. Sometimes you sell things for adults. Sometimes you sell for children. So that's how I come to the conclusion of what to bring.
And does the price of the booth really matter for you?
Sometimes.
But they can get pricey sometimes.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the big ones, like at the Expo Center, those I don't do because they're like $400 or $500 to get in. And you're not going to make that in 1 or 2 days, So I try to stay away from them. I do maybe one that's maybe $100 because I can sell that much here. So that's how I come to the conclusion. I don't do any of the big pricing ones. So, because it just doesn't make sense, because you're coming out of there and you didn't even make your booth fee. So.
Yeah, it happened. No booth fees. That's tough for some people.
Oh, yeah.
They get discouraged.
Yeah.
And what's the future for the business?
Well, I'm 80 years old.
80 years old? You look like more like 65.
Yeah. So it depends on my health. I hope I can do it for at least, maybe 10 years. And I've got family sisters that have lived to be 100. So So as long as my health is good, I will be doing it.
Perfect. And do you have any social media?
No.
So you don't have any social media. And you mostly stay in the Utah Valley, Salt Lake Valley, Utah Valley.
Yeah.
So if someone want to come see you, they have to go to a market in one of those areas.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have anything online. I don't have anything like that. I just like to keep it in boutiques or craft shows.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Esther, thank you for talking to us.
Well, thank you for having me talk to you.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Good luck today, okay?
Well, thank you, sir.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Where's your sister?
She's going to be back in just a second.
Oh. Today, I'm with Saundra. She's one of the co-founder of Saundra Stitcheries. Saundra, can you tell us your story on how you ended up coming to craft show like this?
The reason I started coming is because my son was doing it and he saw some of the things that I make and he says, Mom, you really need to go to these craft shows.
Mom, I think your stuff is better. You need to show them off.
That's right. That's right. So started doing it last year. Enjoyed it. Enjoys meeting people more than anything. We have a lot of very unique things that I think that I haven't seen anywhere else. So I thought I had a market for it.
And what exactly do you sell?
I sell all embroidered items, towels, hooded towels that I make and put together, embroidered sun hats for children, just different things, aprons and all sorts of things for kids mostly.
And Saundra, can you tell us the story on how you learn how those stuff?
How
did you learn them? Did you learn them in high school or college? Or?
No, I started as a young mother. I have sewn since I was very young, but as far as the embroidered items and the stitched items, I started as a young mother and just continue.
Motherhood is the greatest calling.
Yes, it is.
So when you had kids, you start sewing the clothes and stuff like that?
Yes, yes. And then I actually worked for Lagoon for quite a while doing the entertainment costumes and continued on with embroidery interests me. So I got my first embroidery machine about 12 years ago. And then I just took off, had fun with it.
Never went back.
Never went back.
So what is your focus? Do you make I know you say you make a hat for kids and a apron, stuff like that. Do you do mostly kitchen items, stuff like that?
Not more decoration items besides the useful items for the children. We do photos and decorative items, sun catchers, things like that, ornaments. We do a lot of Christmas ornaments.
And how do you come with new design or new product? Have you ever think of making a T-shirt or something like that? Oh, why not make those stuff?
I do have designs that I can use on T-shirts. I did start selling those, but there's a lot of competition for T-shirts. So we didn't sell as many of those. So I went a different avenue, and we do pretty good.
That's good. And how many markets do you go to throughout the year?
Last year, we actually did almost 30 in a single year. And that was good because we decided which ones were good for us and which ones weren't good for us. And so we slowed down a little bit so that we could keep up with inventory.
And how do you find those markets to go to? How do you find them?
Mostly people. The networking between the people at the markets will tell us where they go and what's good ones, what's not, and so we go for it.
When you go to those markets, what would you say your biggest struggle is?
Biggest struggle is being next to somebody that really has something that people want, because sometimes they don't look and stop and look at our booth. So they just go to, what their kids want.
I bet. And then that drive less traffic to your booth.
Right.
I bet. And how many items do you bring to a market like this?
How many items? Probably, this year we have about 150 items. Not that many, but we're trying to keep up. And I spent the winter doing more inventory than I had last year.
And you and your husband are the one that is doing this, right?
Uh-huh.
And how is that working with your husband? Sometimes it can be difficult working with your family member. How is that?
Yeah, he's a very good helper.
That's a good husband.
Yes. He's a very good husband, and he likes doing it too. I don't see him very much during the markets. He likes to visit with all the other vendors. So, and that's okay with me. That's how we found out some markets that are good for us. So
that's good. And what would you tell to a vendor, that never come to a craft show like this? What would you tell them?
What would I tell them? Be patient. You may not make it you may not make it really good at one, but that doesn't mean you won't make it good at others. So you have to be patient and let it grow. Don't give up.
Don't give up. And when you go to market, I know the booth fees can be high. Do you worry about that at all?
Some. We have kind of a limit. It depends on what kind of market we're going to. But for the most part, it's well worth the time and the camaraderie and all that.
And what's the future for the business?
Hopefully a lot of Etsy orders. We did quite a few last year, but I'd like to get more that way. And then just continue doing this. We really enjoy it.
And where can people find you?
On Etsy. My Etsy is Saundra Ludwig. and you can be found there. And yeah,
And they can just go to Etsy, order the stuff, and you will ship it to them wherever in the US.
that's right.
And then,
Yes.
all right. Thank you, Saundra, for talking to us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.